If you think that first impressions are made when you first meet someone, you have a problem. Because first impressions are made years before you meet the person for the first time. And as artists, it's crucial to understand this. And in this video, we will cover that. But first thing first, what do we know about first impressions? What do we already know? The obvious stuff, like look person in the eye, smiling to them, like open postures with your hand, like all of that stuff. That's cool. Dressing up fine. All of those things matter. The visual things matter. We know that. People think with their eyes and hear what they see. And that's a very powerful thing. And then there's verbal communication, like giving a compliment, like, of course that's important. Of course that's gonna matter. And some things are more important than others. Like giving a compliment is gonna overshadow having an open posture. Like that's just the way it is. But there's more to it. There's a fundamental psychological principle that you need to understand. Because here's the thing, when you're an artist and you're meeting with somebody and they know you're an artist, they already have a pre-installed image of what an artist is in their head. They have an impression of an artist. They probably think that an artist is a creative person, a person that's kind of cool, that's authentic, that's perhaps a little bit extravagant as well and stuff like that. And they have negative images of that artist. They have an image that the artist is not really a business person and probably is a little bit poor. Or that he's not punctual and always comes too late, or perhaps he's on drugs or whatever. They have an installed image coming from movies, coming from other artists that they've met before. And so you need to understand this whole profile, this profile that they have of the archetypical artist, because what you want when you're making that first impression is you want them to have a desire, a feeling that they really want to get to know more about you. That's what you actually want. That's the ideal first impression, the first impression where they feel like, hey, this person, I want to get to know this person. And so in order to create that, the best way is to take that archetypical image they have of an artist and then crushing that completely in the first minute. The worst thing you can do is being completely similar to the thing they expect you to be. Because if you are completely similar, then they feel like, hey, I already experienced this. I already know this person. I already know, like he's gonna just be like I expect him to be. And that's not the first impression that you want. And so what you want is to kill that pre-imposed impression that they already have in your first impression, whatever that first impression is. For me, it's a second impression. And so when you understand this, you also understand why, for example, wearing a suit is so important if you're an artist. Because the people who would benefit most from wearing suits are the ones who are perceived as the ones who never wear a suit. And so for an artist, that's way more important than for a business person. That's why coming on time when you're an artist, or when you're a hippie, for example, or whatever, like when you're somebody who is perceived as somebody who never comes on time, coming on time and being highly punctual is exactly what you need to be. Like that's how you kill that image they have of you. And when you kill that image, they will be interested in who you are. And then you can make that bridge between first impression and getting to know you. And so when you really think about it, it all boils down to the thing we already know. The thing that we already knew 100 years ago. Be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. If you can truly be yourself, you're automatically gonna be different than everybody else. And that will be felt in that first impression. So don't focus on smiling or touching to get those neurotransmitters going in that other person, all of that stuff. Just be yourself. That's the one. That's the one. And that's definitely the one for an artist. You want to be authentic self. Now, before we go, there's one more thing. And this is this is pretty crucial. Nobody makes a good first impression to everyone. That's simply impossible. And so when you're going for that first impression, you have to understand that some people will just not like you. Like if there's a person that doesn't like people with monobrows, like they're not gonna like me. Like I have a unibrow and that's just the way it is. Like they're not gonna like me. Or if there's a person who wants people with neat looking hair brushed, like I didn't brush my hair in the last 5 years, of course they're not gonna like me. And that's okay. You cannot sell to the unsellable. The worst thing in sales is to sell to those who are not there to sell from you, whatever it is, whether it's a painting, whether it's your music, whether it's your personality. Leave those people out. Leave those people out. So I hope this helped a lot. I hope this gave you a new understanding of how you should tackle your first impressions. And if you want more advice around the business side of the arts, make sure to subscribe, whatever that means. And so yeah, see you next time. Ciao.